190.
Dude.
Getting close.
We are almost there, dude.
And the funny thing is, we're not anywhere near 190. If you think about it, because remember we were like 100th episode. Well, how have we been on for a year and a half?
Yeah,
This is the 100th episode.
So
because when we
crazy.
first started, we were just doing audio. Obviously, we missed a week or two or something like this, and you just continue the numbers.
There's also ones we recorded and then we would listen to them and be like, we're never ready.
It's gonna be like 8 years from now. Like, wow, 200 episodes. Can't believe that.
Dude, we're both wearing like graduating like caps. Like, I can't believe how far we
Kids
come.
with
Dude.
us. It's like, what the fuck? Who's this kid?
We have to say it's a long, strange trip. It's like, yeah, dude, we're there, dude. We're getting there.
Oh man, speaking of long strange strip, I watched this documentary on the Strip, the Sunset Strip.
Oh, cool.
And it goes back to like the '60s, and when the Doors and Zeppelin, dude. It was cool until they got into like the '90s, and kind of my generation ruined that right off the bat. River Phoenix, like first thing this generation does, like
not rising from the ashes of that one, dude.
Yeah.
You know how many people said that when he died?
Yeah.
They're like, he's not rising from the ashes, am I right?
That'd be so funny if they were too stupid. And they're like, oh my God, I never.
Dude,
wow.
It was more like, oh, shit.
Bro, I got to put that in a song. I got to let it down, dude.
Yo, I hope that's on his fucking tombstone, man.
Yeah, but like the stories leading up to that era was pretty intense, dude. It was pretty funny because everyone always knows it's like the two bands that went back and forth on being the craziest of all time has always been The Who and Zeppelin.
Sure.
I don't know. Zeppelin seems like the champs.
Zeppelin probably was way crazy. But then again, I heard some wild-ass shit about Roger Daltrey.
Well, he never did drugs.
Yeah, that's why it's so wild that he was just a crazy guy.
Like, The Who is my dad's one of his favorite bands, so he knows like everything about it. And he told me that. I remember not that long, like a few years ago or something, and I just assumed because, you hear about Keith Moon and Townsend and them, and he's like, Roger Daltrey's always been sober. I was like, or was he nuts and got so? He's like, no.
He was just
I was like,
nuts.
even in like the heyday, he never drank. He didn't like drugs. He didn't do it. But he
I
got
heard
nuts.
a rumor that Roger Daltrey, and I don't know if this is true or not, I heard a rumor that he performed an entire concert with a pickle in his ass.
Damn.
I don't know if that's true. But I hear
did
that
it start as a cucumber? He's like, look at that. Keith, look at that. Isn't it?
It's due. Gay.
It's pretty good.
It snaps like a Vlasic. He's like, gay.
He's like, Townsend uses it as a pick.
He serves it backstage. He's like, I put that pickle in my eyes.
If you think about it, that's more terrifying than like Keith
That's
Moon
wild.
killing somebody or fucking Zeppelin
Seriously.
throwing TVs out of a window. Is a lead singer of one of the biggest bands in the world in the heyday of getting nuts, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not into drugs or alcohol." I'm like, "What?"
But that's what I think happens is like guys who are sober, who are like in rock bands, like, yo, man, you guys crazy. It's like, oh, Ozzy just snorted ants, or like somebody did this in this drug-induced stupor. It's like, yeah, but you know what I did? Stone cold sober, I shoved a pickle in my butt. And then I did
terrifying.
a 3-hour-long concert. What did you do today? It's like,
What you?
just standing with hands on hip, like, I raise his
No, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Hold on, I can't sit down. I have a whole pineapple.
I have a Christmas ham in my asshole right now.
He's like, that's my thing.
I party, bro.
Yeah, dude, you can't go to Roger Daltrey's house without fucking bringing condiments.
It sounds like he's the sober friend, but he's like, I gotta get nuts.
Dude, that's what happens,
God
man.
damn it. Yeah, and they're like, dude, you did what? He's like, I party too. It's
like-
pickle my whole ass. It's like, what? Why did you do that? We just took acid.
Yeah, it's like, we just dropped acid. You just crapped a fucking fruit tray, dude. Why'd you do that? He's just like,
They're
hold
like,
on.
yeah, wild, bro.
He's just like, wow.
He's going nuts in his hotel room by himself while they party next door. He's like, I'll show
Yeah,
you.
dude. Everyone's just doing blow. They got mountains of it. They're like, yeah, it's like, so we can have this like fucking tower of fucking Bolivia right now. Or you can go to Daltrey's room and he's shoving things in his ass that I ain't never seen before.
Shit, dude. He's like, you want to see a party? I got a washcloth in my dick hole. They're like, yeah. That's how every NCIS show starts out.
Where you find out Daltrey went through a blackface phase.
Like, yeah, out of nowhere.
He's like, why is he doing? Is he fucked up? Like, no, dude, he's just sober and nuts, dude.
Well, they talk about all that, and then they say, like, there was a couple of guys from that era that were in the documentary, and it was fucking so funny because they're like, well, the Hyatt was like the party thing there.
Sure.
On the Strip. That's where everybody went, the hotel. And the Hyatt basically just cut off like the top 3 floors to the public, and they were like, unless they need security, do not go up there. Because the one, Country Joe was on it, and he's talking about, he's like, you would just get off an elevator, and there was a lot of sex right in the hallway. Dude, is this my floor? Is this some dude's banging some hippie? I'd be like, all right.
Ew.
Daltrey's like, this is nuts.
Dude, could you imagine a whole hallway smelling like ass?
Oh.
Just walking into it, was like, what's that wet
Do you imagine the
smell?
stank of that hotel's 3 floors
Dude.
in 68, like the Doors and Hendrix and them leaving fucking...
Dude, you know that being housekeeping on those 3 floors was like hazard pay.
You treat it like fucking Connie's bathroom. Dude. Like that time I saw Murdoch clean the bathroom. I would tell you, dude, oh my God. Dude, Joe Murdoch used to work at Connie's. You know Connie's, Danny? Rick Rack down in Southfield. It's for the listeners, it's a shithole little venue.
Yeah, we
that's
don't
a
know
bar.
if Connie's Rick Rack gave it away with the name there. Dude.
I mean, it's rough, but it's also surrounded by Little Puerto Rico, which is hilarious.
Very crazy.
But anyway, yeah, Murdoch used to work there, and the one day they used to do comedy shows here and there, and I showed up a little early, and he was still kind of setting up because he was like the bar back little kid, and he goes, hey, what's up? Oh, 1 second. I got to clean the bathroom. And I watch him pour a giant bottle of bleach in a bucket, opens up the door to the men's bathroom.
Splash it in.
Just Harlem Globetrotters it right into the bathroom and closes the door. He's like, yeah, I let the smell kind of stay in there. And I was like, so your logic, let's assess this.
That was the slogan of the Hyatt, too. I let the smell kind of stay in
Well, that's
there.
how, when I was watching this documentary, no joke, that's what I was thinking, how housekeeping just goes up in like hazmat suits.
Dude.
The elevator doors open, chuck bleach,
It
close
looks
doors.
like
get out of
Chernobyl. They got like the... It's like, we don't know what's happening.
it. Like, it's fine up there. We got it.
There's one guy with lesions on his face. Like, honestly, I was in room 115. There was a baby in there that just was attached to the bed.
The one thing they kept talking about, which was kind of crazy, was like, yeah, it's like you'd see a lot of them just beating the shit out of women. They'd go like, oh my God. Robert Plant just hooked me in the nose. He loves me. It was like some famous, one of those famous like groupies from like the 60s. She was on there.
Yeah.
It wasn't, what's her name?
I know who you're talking
Liv
about.
Tyler's real mom.
The one that wrote a book about being a groupie.
Yeah.
And she was like, honestly, essentially, like all these people that it was weird that she was defending some of these dudes who were like clearly terrible guys.
Yeah.
But she was also like, all the women who there were never coerced. They were right where they wanted to be.
Oh, yeah.
Doing
They loved
exactly
it.
what they wanted at the time. She's like, I would never change a thing. Yeah, there were bad times. So I was like, yeah, I bet they were terrible times.
Yeah, it was weird. Rod Stewart threw my friend out of a window, but she didn't mind. She's dead, but she didn't mind.
Like, don't talk to me about the time Don Henley put a full cigar out on my butthole. It was a wild time.
Dude, I found out on Paramount Plus channel, I started streaming that channel. It's good because it's got a lot of documentaries that they made themselves. So
That's great.
They also have access to all the old MTV stuff, and it's like behind the music. Like redone them. It's the redone ones. And dude, I watched LL's last night, which was whatever, but I got Huey coming up.
Dude,
Huey Lowe, dude.
Hugh?
The news.
I could only imagine the turbulent time.
I bet you he
Huey
beat the
Lewis.
shit out of women in the 70s.
I hope
dude.
it's like
He's
out
a
of
jacked
control.
Dude. He looks like an angry dad. Like every time you see him, it's like, oh shit, Dave's dad's
Dude, I bet he walked into a room. He's like, it's hip to be scared. Like, you fucking bitch. Just like, what? It's hip to be scared. Dude, you better watch your ass.
He's just beating his kid. He's like, sports. He's yelling at
And
him.
all of his songs are about his terrible life. He just goes to a doctor like, look, I need a new drug. One that won't make me ill.
He's like, I can't get it out of my head. He's like, whoa, dude.
There's one video of Huey Lewis just cutting his own hair. He's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, Jesus, Hugh. Come on, man.
Yeah, Huey looks
You got to
like
get it together for Back to the Future, or we're never going to have a fucking life, dude.
It's so funny. But, yeah, I'm pumped to see that.
I mean, it's funny that Huey Lewis was considered metal. Or like,
Really?
hard, dude, he was considered like heavy hard rock. Which,
what was he, like 70s? And then obviously
dude,
the 80s.
80s,
doing well.
like the 80s was when like...
He crushed the 80s.
If you watch Back to the Future...
Huh?
There's a part where Marty McFly is playing to try to get into like the talent show or whatever, and his band, the Pinheads, sick name.
Pinheads.
The Pinheads, dude. So they start playing, and then like they're playing "The Power of Love." Like that's what they're like. They start doing the riff to "The Power of Love," dude. It was fucking wild. And then Huey Lewis is one of the, I guess, like teachers or whatever, and he stands up with a bullhorn and he's like, "Just stop!" He's like, "You're just too darn loud," which is the reason they put Huey Lewis in is because, like, man, Huey Lewis said that. Isn't that funny? Because he's the loudest guy in the fucking 80s right now. It's like, what are you talking about?
That's got to be wild to think at one point. He's like, they're trying to keep us down, man. It's like, what?
Huey Lewis is like, it's funny because
you play dad barbecue music, dude.
Yeah,
every dad's barbecue had Huey Lewis playing.
But you know that like fucking some dads were putting that on to fuck though.
Oh.
That's like fuck jams for dads.
Yeah, dude. That is fuck jams for dads. White dads in the 80s.
Oh, get out of here, dude. That's garage.
They weren't listening to fucking,
jam,
you know,
dude.
Bobby Brown and
No.
fucking, you know, Boys to Men. They were getting...
No Vandross, no R&B whatsoever.
get out of here.
Dude, you put on Hotel California and you crush puss.
Oh.
That is what you do. That is the time you crush, dude.
Dude.
With that riff where it's like, it's like, get ready for the balls.
Yeah, of Huey Lewis.
You're so fucked up. Your dad's so weird. It's like, you hear that? That's Huey Lewis. It's like, no, dude, that's the Eagles, dude.
Dude, yeah, so I'm going to keep you guys posted on that because there's some good ones.
Because
it shows the original behind the music, which is, it's always like early 2000s.
Yeah.
When those, remember they were
I
coming
remember
out.
like the 90s, like I remember the Metallica one was really good. The Metallica one was great.
Yeah.
And then the Vanilla Ice. That was a great.
I mean, dude, they could make it was almost like the music version of 30 for 30. They could take really, I mean, any topic and make it okay.
Really
I'll
good,
watch
dude.
this because then you're like, holy shit,
Dude, the MC Hammer one was also fucking great, dude. Because I
Dude.
forgot when Hammer got hard, dude. Remember when Hammer got harsh?
It's funny too because he gets fucking a lot of street cred in his because then you see all these other rappers like, oh, I thought they just played him sweet, and then like Outkast is on there and like Big Boy's it's like, dude, step up on Hammer and see what he does.
he'll
I'm like,
fucking
that's
kill you,
so
dude.
funny if he's just like wailing on his kids and going room to room like, it's like Dad's pissed. But he's another one. I don't think he did any drugs or alcohol.
I don't think he did, but then he played like because he went
he
gangster.
had the street dogs.
He went gangster in like I would say around like maybe 1998.
Yeah, it was
99.
after the big fall.
Huge
from
fall.
Grace,
Well, then it was
you know.
also like you couldn't make like vanilla rap, dude. You couldn't have like good
It was like Wu-Tang and
dude.
you know
Gangster rap. It
Nas.
was like,
Well, it was like he got crushed out because he started seeing when Wu-Tang and Nas and like that kind of like New York street started coming out, and he's sitting there dancing around in sparkle parachute pants like,
nobody.
Why aren't they inviting me?
Nobody wanted good natured rap.
He's like, why was I
alcohol.
on 36 Chambers? Who am I talking to? Why was I not on Illmatic?
I don't understand.
Nas featuring Hammer. Cha-ching.
He's like, think about it, Nas.
I'm making guest appearances in fucking Last Action Hero.
Dude, every voice was like, hey, Nas, it's a Hammer again. Just want to let you know.
Nas. Hi, Nas.
Nas.
Hammer here.
Nas.
I don't want to hurt you, but
It's like the scene from Office Space. Like, yeah, hi, Nas. And Nas is just like the lead.
he's Lombard, dude. Hammer was definitely Bill Lombard for like 3 years when he was failing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to need you to put me on that album.
I'll work for food.
It's like, what are you doing, Hammer? It's like, I am in a very bad space.
Well, he fucking employed half of Oakland.
Dude, he did. He gave back to the community so hard, the community did nothing for him, too. That's the fucking worst
His
part.
intentions, that's why everybody loves him. His intentions were good. Like, he did try
God, yeah, dude.
and be like that pillar of his community, but it's also like, well, that guy is just doing karate kicks in the corner, making $200,000 a year. And he's like, yeah, he's pretty good.
Dude, it's very crazy because I think the most disheartening thing with Hammer is that he was trying to be this benevolent, like, poet for the most part. He's like, look, I'm showing you guys that, like,
Dude, I saw a picture of him on like a beach with Hammer pants, like just looking out at the ocean. It's like Hammer's poems.
he was just trying to help
Don't
out.
hurt my heart. Please, Hammer, don't hurt my heart. Dude.
That's deep, dude.
I mean, the transition.
That's what I mean is that, like, he went from we got to pray just to make it today to just going. It was so crazy.
We started having like the backyard, like kind of West Coast Tupac,
dude.
fucking
He definitely
ebony thongs.
He literally not parodied, but like ripped off the "I Get Around" video by Tupac. It was the same fucking video.
Dude, do you ever see the movie?
Which one?
The Hammer movie?
No.
There's a VH1 movie, and I think what's his name plays him. Romeo. He was on Weeds, the one black dude.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was in like 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think he plays Hammer. And dude, the show, that transition, it's like his wife and kids are in like this big, because I think they still have that giant house, and he filmed that video in his backyard, and it's him just in a thong.
I remember the thong thing.
And they're like, oh, let's take it. And he's just sitting there like, I think we got it. And he's like, dude, can we get Hammer a towel? And somebody like, they don't address it, and it always bothers me. They give him like a hand towel, and he's like wiping his neck. I was like, I think they meant to cover that up. Can we cover this up? He's just sitting there with like a little like napkin, like, ooh, that's refreshing. I'm like, dude, put that hammer away.
The funniest thing about his dumb dick being in that video was he was on Arsenio Hall. And Arsenio Hall's like, yeah, we're going to take a look at the video. And, like, honestly, it's just Hammer standing around with his fucking balls coming out of this fucking banana hammock. And Arsenio's like, what are you doing here? And it was so funny seeing Arsenio just fucking just shitting on you. And Hammer's like, God damn it, why would you do this to me?
Dude, he only tried that shit with Hammer. He wouldn't have tried that with the Ultimate Warrior, dude, when he was throwing couches around the set.
The Warrior, you could never comment on Warrior. That's
probably the best late night show appearance in history.
Out of control. Because
it is awesome.
That is back when also there was no. I think now you can't do it. If
Coke can go on Arsenio?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he doesn't have a show anymore.
They can't do that anymore. Dude, that's against the law. No, but I think they have certain like measures where if you're too fucked up, they won't put you on. But back in the like 80s and 90s, it was just like, that's just how he is. Like they didn't know that cocaine was a wrestling persona. And it was just like, get out there and fucking get wrecked.
That was the real champ, dude.
And that was the thing. And I also think it's funny that like growing up watching wrestling, still to this day, my brain doesn't compute it. It wasn't until you watch wrestling with somebody who never really pays it, like never did. They're like, so you like really looked forward to this stuff. And
they really hit you with the reality.
Oh, dude,
you step back, you're like, oh yeah, am I a fucking idiot?
They crush you. And
you're dressed as Randy Savage. You're like, what are you talking about?
Dude, the one time I was watching it with a chick and she was like, why? How can these guys have so much like machismo? And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, and
they like burgers.
She's like, not to get weird. She's like, look at their tights. And I was like, all right. She's like, none of these men have dicks. None of these men have dicks. And she's like, are their like dicks like tucked back? Like I would feel so uncomfortable being a male wrestler.
Yeah.
Coming out in like basically leather underwear with no dick.
Yeah.
She's like, how is that appealing? She's like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand it's for children or whatever, but like, if I was a wrestler, like, yeah, man.
That's where your eyes go immediately.
Make me have a wiener, dude. Don't make me not have a wiener.
I want a wiener on this thing.
Please. Give me the bulge, dude.
Dude, it's...
And when you see that, when someone brings it, you're like, yeah, I guess this is weird. This is like every male wrestler is like, they're just... nothing's going on down there at all. And it cracks me up every time now. And I can't not see it.
Yeah, they talk about like Hammer was like really feeling it. And like he went straight thug, and it was funny because he kind of talked about his background. Like, he grew up in Oakland.
Sure.
He obviously didn't have, he grew up in a poor community, but then he always talks about how the Giants like saved his life, like San Francisco Giants. He was the bat boy for them. That's how he got the name Hammer. They used to call him Little Hammer. He was the bat boy for them. And he always, whoever the owner was at the time when he was a kid that put him on, he was like, that guy basically saved my life. I would have been shot or in jail, if I wasn't doing that. And then he was like, I'm going to go parachute pants and make him proud. And, he was like the biggest artist on.
He sold a shit ton of fucking records.
Yeah, dude,
he killed the 90s.
But it's like him and Vanilla Ice. I remember like my cousin getting that tape and playing it. And I was like, okay. Because it was a good song at the time. But I remember looking at that guy, and even at that age being like, there is no way this is a thing. Like, he's not going to be doing a speech at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, it's been a long, crazy trip. Thank you.
No.
Ice. No.
To the extreme.
Yeah. I'm going to live my retirement out to the extreme in Boca.
I just think it is so crazy. Like, you've reached, there's no way you can be taken seriously as a rap artist if you're in a movie with anthropomorphic turtles. You just can't be taken seriously.
What was it, Black Ice? What was the other movie he did?
Cool as Ice.
Cool as Ice. With who? Jennifer Connelly, right?
No, it was, she's like not a no-name, but it's like.
Yeah, it's somebody.
She's kind of famous, but like it wasn't.
We got to do a review on that.
Dude,
by
Cool
the
as
way.
Ice
haven't
is
seen that
honestly one of the dumbest movies ever made.
Obviously,
it's so crazy. It's like one of these things. Like, what did you think when you were doing this?
I mean,
like,
you could say that about his whole career. It's like, dude, if I walked out of wardrobe and I'm like, this
I'm not
isn't
even talking
happening.
about him. I'm talking about like the production company. You had to know that you're not making any money back on this fucking movie.
Dude.
Like, not at all.
That's so funny because, I obviously, they're just like, we'll ride this fucking wave out with the ice. But, not to switch up, but you brought that up and I wanted to bring this one up. There's a documentary on Amazon and it's called, like, I forget what it's called, but it's basically like the failure of Dr. Moreau. And it talks about behind the scenes of the remake of the movie and the one with Brando. Dude, it is so funny. Because they're, like, right off the bat, they're like, Marlon Brando is, at that point, was just gone. Light years from reality. And he came out and they're like, what's her name from, like, the Waterboys in it, in the documentary? The girl, Vicky Valancourt.
Veruza, yeah.
Because she was in the movie. And she's like, the first time we saw Marlon was like, we were like a few weeks into filming. We knew he was coming to set. He shows up at 9 a.m. and everyone's excited because it's like, Marlon's here. He's going to come on the set. He gets there, immediately goes to sleep, and doesn't tell him when he's coming out. So like 3 p.m, they said they were shooting a scene, and like they shot it in Australia. And she goes, out of nowhere, we just see like this giant throne getting like carried through the woods, and he's sitting on a chair on top of it, covered in just like this wrap, like insect wrap that you put around like tents, and his whole face was painted white, and he had sunglasses, and he's just like, well, what are we doing here? And dude, she's like, it was wild because then I talked to him, was like, this is amazing, this and that. He's like, listen, you're getting paid, I'm getting paid. Let's just, we don't have to do much. So basically, they figured out. He came out dressed like that and painted white, so his stand-in, you could get a stand-in. It doesn't going to take much effect to make it just a fat dude at that point. And they're like, dude, he's maybe in that movie for 9% of it. Like, other than that, it's his stand-in. And he was even trying to convince, he's like, why don't we just give this guy lines? I'm like, well, then you're just not in the movie. He's like, well, I mean, technically. My presence is here. And Val Kilmer basically just fucks with the entire crowd. Dude, the first day of filming, they said... Val Kilmer was sitting there smoking a cigarette, and the one guy working the one camera guy, he had his like ear off to the side of the camera where the focus knob is. Yeah. So he's sitting there doing that, and Val Kilmer's right next to him, and Val Kilmer's like hitting whoever else. He's like, yeah, and starts burning the guy's hair that was like coming out underneath his hat. He's like, check it out with his cigarette. I was like, damn, Iceman.
Sure, this movie set wasn't on the top 3 floors of the Hyatt on the fucking Sunset Strip.
It's so funny though because there's a lot of the extras that were like the Beast people, whatever. And dude, they show like old footage of them like partying, and it's like at one point it's just like you see like an assistant director or some other PA, then like a pig-faced fucking like marmot, and then like a boom operator. But they're like sitting there like, I don't know, I think I'm gonna get salad for lunch, keep it light.
If I was ever an extra in a movie where they had to put serious makeup and prop effects on me, I would be stealing that shit. I would honestly
definitely drive home like
joke
that.
with the person like, yeah, it's going to be crazy when I walk off set dressed as this tree. They're like, get at it. I'm like, I'm fucking doing it, dude.
Yeah.
I am. There's no way you wouldn't see me driving a Jeep dressed as a shark. Just like, what's that guy? And then I would purposely, part of me, if you were ever in that severe of makeup driving a car, I would just be so inclined to get into a car accident. Like a huge wreck. And then have a huge pile up, and then just like people are like looking at all the bodies. And it's like, oh my god, women, children, is that a fucking shark, man? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, like it's Suicide Squad.
Nobody knows what's going on. Like
you're just like, what happened?
Yeah, dude. Just having one thing where it's just like, oh my god, the devastating 46 car pile up. 14 people dead, and one half shark, half man went through the windshield, and it's just like, wait. Back it up.
Did you ever see that movie?
What?
That
Island
Brando's
of
version of
yeah.
Island of Dr. Moreau. Okay. I've always seen chunks of it because I just didn't care, but I didn't realize that the mini-me thing, that was Brando. Brando hired him for the movie and was like, this guy has to be in the movie or I'm out, and he started dressing him like this. And I'm like, to think that Brando might have seen the first Austin Powers before he died, he's like, this motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Seeing the mini-me.
I've been doing this for years.
Man, I'm telling you. Speaking of Brando, dude, The Offer is so good, dude. I love it. It's I brought it up, I think, last week. It's a new docuseries on Paramount. It's about the making
Godfather.
of The Godfather. And, dude, every single person they've had on, and you know me, when you get, like, dude, watching Winning Time, the Lakers. Dan, you watch that show, right?
It's been on it.
I think we talked about the other. What drives me nuts is how everyone does look pretty similar, and then they showed Dr. J, and I'm like, who the fuck is this substitute teacher?
Yeah, I hear you.
It looks nothing like him. Even the dude that played Dawkins kind of looked like him, but I don't know. But the Dr. J one, I was like, what the fuck? But The Offer, dude, The Offer, every single one of them, it's to a T, and that's
sick, dude.
But dude, the kid who plays Brando, they just did the fourth episode where they meet Marlon. He comes down. And dude,
does he look good or does he look bad?
The kid playing him, it's amazing. Dude, he looks just exactly like him at the time, because at the time he wasn't like huge. He was like bigger. He had like a blonde ponytail because he was like nuts from doing weird movies. But they talked to him, and this is true because after each episode they talk about the facts that they reveal in it. So they sat, like Coppola and the one producer sat down with Marlon Brando that day, and they're like, "We want you in this movie." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like, okay. He's like, you know why I'm doing this movie? Do you know why I want to be a part of it? And they're like, why? Like, because of the script, the story? He's like, no. Sinatra hated that I sang Luck Be a Lady, because they did Guys and Dolls together back in the 50s. And he sang Luck Be a Lady in it, and Sinatra always hated it. And Sinatra was 100% against The Godfather. He tried to fight fucking Mario Puzo. So he goes, just piss Sinatra off. And they all just start laughing. They're like, "We'll take it." It's like, dude. And then
Vendetta roles
turns
are
out
the best.
Marlon Brando did The Godfather because he wanted to because he saw how mad Sinatra was in the press. He goes, "I'm gonna do the movie." And in that scene, he goes, "I have this idea for this character." He actually made all that up. That wasn't Coppola. He was like, I want a thing where he's like shot in the neck, so he has to talk a little bit slower. And they show him, and it's sick though in this series because he goes over to a mirror. And you see him take black shoe polish. And he starts putting it on his hair, on his like sideburns, and then he starts stuffing toilet paper in. Yeah. And they do a side view, and then you hear the like, and he looks just like him. It's awesome. It's a great scene.
Damn, dude.
Miles Teller's the man too, by the way. Is that his name, Miles Teller?
Miles Teller. I know exactly.
He's
what you're talking
awesome.
About.
He's Philly, dude.
He gets a lot of shit.
Why?
Because like everyone talks about that I've heard, who's worked with him, he's like a super huge prick. Like a really big
Philly
prick
represent, dude. That was sick when he was at the Super Bowl for the Chiefs. He wore an Eagles shirt. They weren't even in the Super Bowl.
That's awesome.
He's like, yeah, I'm here for the Eagles.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I heard he's a huge prick to work with. But that's like, I mean, I don't assume,
I think he's a dude.
I bet he's a great actor. He is a great actor.
That one movie he did with Jonah Hill, was it War Dogs?
Yeah, I know exactly what
and then he played Vinny Paz, the boxer.
Yeah.
He was awesome in that.
It was good. And also, fucking Whiplash was great.
Yeah, Whiplash
was fucking great. Don't get me wrong. J.K. Simmons carried that fucking movie, but Miles Teller was good in it.
Yeah, Miles Teller is good in this. He's in Giovanni, plays Joe Colombo. He rules.
Dude, I keep thinking about every time I see movies like that where they're like doing a movie about a movie.
Yeah,
I always wonder like
it's one of my favorite things.
Whenever I commit like the crime of the century, who's going to play me in the movie about that?
See, I go the other way. I want to see. I love docuseries about real event, like especially making of a movie. Because this Godfather one, I've always heard. There's been books written about it, but it's like I've heard about that, The Exorcism, and like I want to see like like Lethal Weapon 2. It's like what happened there?
What was going through your
I
mind?
want to see like Police Academy 6. It's like, dude, was it just nuts?
Dude, a docu-series on Police Academy would be sick as fuck, dude.
Ernest, like, he was fucked up. He's like, you know what I mean, man?
He's like, Vern was actually a code.
Vern's in on it. It's like, what? Vern doesn't exist, bro.
Vern was actually a code for meth, dude. Like, he's like, you know what I mean, meth? Give me the meth. It's like,
dude,
God.
But that's
damn
what I
it,
mean.
dude.
I wish there was more. And if anybody has any suggestions, if they have it, for documentaries or docuseries about the making of movies.
That would be funny to do, though.
What?
Like, if we just did our own really dramatic
I've said this about doing. I've brought this up a million times. Dude, I used to have like a list of movies like hilarious.
That would be so
dude,
fun.
just like Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Dude, yeah, just like shitty sequels is like, why would
McCarthy
you do
out of control, dude.
that
guy was really dead.
Playing a serious role as Andrew McCarthy, like, what am I doing, man? I got it.
Like,
just sitting back. Like,
he's like, all right, Bernie's still dead, right? It's like, okay.
Being in the room is like, all right, guys, we got to ride that wave of Weekend at Bernie's. How about this?
Yeah.
I'm thinking we bring Bernie back from the dead. And everyone's like, you're out of your mind.
He
Like,
just slowly starts playing the steel
He's
drums.
like-
He's like, you know where I'm going with this.
Dude, he's sitting there. He's like, hold on, everybody. You hear the magic?
Yeah.
You hear the magic right
it's
now?
It's coming for you.
He's like, now imagine that magic. Bringing a dead man back to find treasure.
It's like, who's on board? Hands up. They're like,
Yeah, dude. That's
they do the Bernie wave. Yo, Bern.
That's how they do it, dude.
That's what I'm saying. There had to been
I
just not good enough movies to be,
But then again, it's
focused
not
on.
even that they're good enough movies. I've always been blown away. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blown away that Police Academy didn't get made. I'm not blown away that Police Academy 2 didn't get made. I'm blown away that there are 8 police academies. That's where I'm like, how many do you keep making where you're just like, we're doing it again, and everyone's just like, yeah, I guess you can keep doing those. Like, why would you?
I was out after the original cast. Like,
of course,
basically,
when they changed fucking Mahoney, I'm out. Dude.
Yeah.
When they changed the Mahone, dude, no fucking way.
Yeah, Mahoney became that one.
That
he's
one
like
guy.
He's like a cool, slick dude.
Yeah, who's like way better looking than.
Yeah,
Goots
Mahoney was
Bird.
just like a cocky prick.
Yeah.
Goots ran that role.
Goots fucking did
Goots
it
is
real.
my Mahoney, dude.
Don't
Let's
tread
go
on Goots,
Let's
dude.
go Goots.
It's pro Goots, dude.
Yeah, so if there's any documentaries about just a movie, you're like, wait, Major League Back to the Minors?
Dude,
nuts?
that's or like fucking like Slapshot 3.
That's
would
what I
be
mean.
like, what are you doing?
But
And
it's also
why?
like we have no idea because nobody gives a shit. But
No.
I guarantee if you get those guys, they're probably free.
There's a nitty gritty backstory to all.
We
that
should start
shit,
reaching
dude.
out to these actors that were in movies like that and being like, you got to give us something.
It's
There's
also-
no way you made that movie with that crew and didn't.
True, but I also like I think horror movies are like the main culprit of like just extending a series way beyond. Like there are 7 Puppet Masters.
Right.
Why are there 7 of them? They're so fucking terrible. Puppet Master wasn't good.
Yeah, I used
then
to like
it's-
the cowboy.
Dude, the fucking 6-armed
That guy
cowboy
ruled.
guy. That fucking.
I
is
wanted to meet
great.
him for Halloween.
Dude, 6-armed Beez cowboy. You should do that.
I don't know
all
if
the
you know my
time.
history with the cowboying, but I was kind of basically raised in the West. There's one picture of me on a horse when I'm like 5. Dude, I have to get that picture and put it on a shirt for merch. It's just me and this fucking and it's not even a horse. I think it's just like a donkey pissed off, and it's this black dude walking it.
Yeah.
I think it's in the city too, and I'm like, where is this at?
Dude,
I
that's
think
how
it
it
might be
was.
like North Philly, like one of the fucking ghetto stables.
Dude, Rootin, Tootin, Beezer would be the
Oh.
fucking. Dude, I honestly think you should. Jesus,
Put that anywhere.
Christ, Daniel.
What?
I like instead of you wearing like ball caps all the time, if you were just wearing a cowboy hat all the time, I would lose.
I might go bowler hat.
Oh, Quick and the Dead style?
Yeah.
Yes.
Quick and the Dead.
I'm all for that, dude.
I might go bowler hat. Just not even address it.
Don't ever bring it up, dude.
That's a strong look. That was like when I saw that dude at McCusker's wedding who had the all black with the turtleneck and the chains on the outside.
Oh, that's
I recently saw Sam. Shout out to Sam Talent, dude. He rocked that fucking look. And I guess he was at like a wedding recently, and that was the look that Sam Talent went with. And you know Sam. It's like, dude, he came in hard as shit.
I was hoping he was only wearing the turtleneck, the blazer, and then still wearing shorts.
I think he did have just shorts and New Balances on. He's not changing that for nobody, dude. You could get a good top out of Sam, but that's about it.
The bottom part is all talent, dude. It's just all
that's what he's
talent.
like, all talent down here.
You see this?
Party up top, business up top.
Talent at the bottom, dude.
So he went with that look, and that look's been around forever, but I never started seeing how, like, I didn't know that people were going for it and being like, fuck it, I'm going to appropriate it. It's like, damn.
Fuck it, dude.
But it is a strong look. It's definitely.
If you can pull off turtleneck and blazer, it's like.
I think we have a couple weddings this summer, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go for it because it's at weddings where, number one,
damn, man,
I wouldn't get cooked by, like, because it's non-comedy.
Yeah.
But
no one, dude, I'll tell you this about, like, if you look good in something, nobody fucks.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like ghetto looking, like dirty. It'd be
nice.
I
hear what you're saying, but like even if it's like outlandish and retarded, like nobody.
The key is the
cares.
chains. You can't go too gaudy.
Definitely.
You go too gaudy with the chains, you're out. You go too thin, you're creepy.
You gotta have a right width of the chains. You gotta have right girth. Also, when I was working the door, I thought about getting a ring. Like a pinky ring. Because when I was wearing the fucking burgundy leather and the fucking... Dude, I thought about just getting a ring for shits and giggles. I also thought about, for a long time, getting an eye patch and standing out there.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, leather...
Eye patch and you're just pulling it off to be like, yeah, that's good. It's like, why are you wearing it?
It's like, look, it's all about the look.
You question me, son?
First off, don't ask. Don't ask about how I fucking did this.
Yeah, I mean, dude...
Bitch. I have a lazy eye.
It's the turtleneck with the chain look with the blazer is something that at my cousin's wedding when I saw it, dude, and it's like what you said. It looked good. It was a nice outfit. It's just like, could I rock that? And it's like, man, I don't know.
I've thought about like if I could pull off like blazer, like button up to the neck, like invisible tie and like leather gloves. Like leather driving gloves would be sick.
With a knuckle shot?
Yeah, dude, that'd be a sick fucking look. Not the cutoffs, like the leather driving. Yeah,
yeah, like the old Bond.
I think that'd be fucking sick. Yeah, dude, Bond villain. Bond villain is what I'm going for all the time. Another thing, dude, white suit. White suit. I don't know if I can pull that off, but I would fucking try.
I can't.
Dude.
I would disappear and
dude,
I'm already white enough.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I can't.
White suit. Would be fucking good.
White suit would still be tanner than me.
Yeah, dude.
There's no way.
We're also talking to a guy who literally, I can see myself right now. My arm is reflecting off in this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes.
I don't know if I can fucking wear but a white suit would be sick.
Yeah, like you know how Lou Missiano would always come. He comes on stage like he wears suits a lot, and he does it for the roast battle. That was like his persona. I'm thinking maybe when they because it got Shane's coming up, and then it's Jay and Dan. One of those weekends, I think I'm just going to walk in and be like, what's going on, boys? And just go, fuck it, and jump in the fire.
Dude,
and come in turtleneck.
I think you should.
Maybe those like faded glasses where it's like the top.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good look.
That would be sick. Or round frames.
Yeah.
Just round frames on you would be unnerving.
No.
Dude, like Lennon.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude. Round frames on you would fucking be weird as fuck.
No.
And I'd be all about it. I wouldn't be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, he's doing it.
No, because they came back, didn't they? Didn't round frames?
They did for a little bit because of Harry fucking Potter. Round frames came back because of Harry Potter, but I'm saying you with round frames would be like,
no,
I would be like
thin,
dude, thin round frames. How fucking funny would that be?
I might put some jewelry on the side, dude. Come out with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Those some of them black dudes got glasses that are a whole outfit.
You know, it would be great that you had, or the frames that like I don't know what these parts. What are these parts called?
What do you mean?
The frames. What are these parts called?
The fucking sides of the glass.
Sides of glasses. Cares? The ones that like come down and like dude, where the top is here and it like dude. If you did that, old mama.
Monica's like over the top because people are gonna come on. Monica's like that's too gaudy a chain.
Definitely, yeah.
Equivalent of that. You got to find that middle part.
Don't do that.
No, I won't. Speaking of fucking John Lennon, dude, there's a new documentary on. I think it's on HBO and it's about
the Chappie.
No, it's about Ben Fong Torres.
Who the fuck is that?
He was one of the lead writers at Rolling Stone.
Oh,
for years. Like he started with them, and it's crazy because like he's somebody plays him in Almost Famous.
Okay.
It's the Chinese guy who's in communication with them at Rolling Stone. That's a real person.
Okay, I just thought that was a guy.
Ben Fong Torres, and dude, it's funny because they talk about him because he came up in like the era of like nuts, like 60s, 70s, whatever. So he has all these cassettes of interviews. From artists.
That one with Daltrey with a pickle in his ass.
Dude, I started looking into more stuff because that's what I do when I watch a documentary. It's interesting. It's a good documentary, whatever. But I'm like, come on, what's really on these tapes? Because he had like Hendrix and all this shit. Dude, the one I found on YouTube was like an independent clip of Ben Fong Torres going through his cassettes. And dude, the one is The Who, and it starts. He's like, the interview went south before I even got in the room, and he said. Keith Moon and Pete Townsend were screaming at each other because they both found out they had sex with the same girl the same night and both creamied. So they were arguing over what time it was because he's like, it wasn't me, dude. You got the sloppy sex.
Dude.
I was like, and then he's like, so who was your inspiration growing up? I was like, shut up, Fong. I was like, holy shit. And these guys went through fucking women like
shut
water.
Up, Fong.
He's sitting there trying to do an interview, and fucking Pete Townsend and Keith Moon screaming about who cream pied her first.
Like, we got to figure out who glue sticked. Shut up.
Oh,
God damn it, man. That's got to be fucking wild as hell. And that's a thing, too, that interview, whenever he hit stop, that conversation continued to the bus, to the plane.
Dude, he basically just
timeline of come, dude. We need to figure out.
Dude, he just left. He just had to leave that hotel room with nothing for his
what?
endless.
Also, shame on her, man. She should have washed out, dude.
Yeah, I know. Come on, same band. Go see what Creedence is doing or something. Get Fogerty something.
Get fogged, dude.
Get foggy with Fogerty, dude. That's when he gives you a pill. That's when you better run through the jungle, baby.
Dude. When that baby shows up, it's like, it ain't me.
Yeah, unfortunate son over here. It ain't me. That's his
unfortunate son. He's like, look, I'm telling you right now, I am not taking custody.
Yeah. I started watching I was on HBO after I watched that Fong Torres documentary and looking through like You May Also Like This, and they have the Phil Spector movie.
Yeah.
God, that movie is so funny. Like Pacino playing Phil Spector and just this woman coming into his house, and they're like, okay, we need to go over the timeline of that night. And he has this massive, just like Angela Davis afro on. He's like, okay, here's where it starts. I'm like, can you fucking take that
That's
thing
another
off?
look you should go and not address at all.
Wigs.
Dude, wig Beez is fucking sick as... Dude, and never address it. I wouldn't... Yeah. I honestly would corroborate with just being like, yeah, oh, shit, he was wearing a wig. I honestly didn't.
Sorry, I don't see hair.
Honestly, I don't know. I've known him for a very long time. He's living his life.
This TV comes on.
You have the wig, you look like the bassist from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Just like long, beautiful locks.
If you think about that whole thing, it's like, dude, the Phil Spector story that whole night, and then him going to trial and just showing up with a different wig every day. That shit is so fucking funny.
Honestly, that's a great. I would do that. Like if I ever was in like a serious thing, like dude, every day new wig.
Yeah.
Every day new wig. One day I would actually have my hair cornrowed. I'd just show up to fucking be like, yeah, dude, I don't know.
Come in riff-raff style,
dude. Yes.
That's the way to do it. If
every day.
Dude, if Phil Spector came dressed as riff-raff, I'd lose my fucking mind. I'd be like, he's innocent. I don't give a shit if he killed this bitch. He's fucking innocent.
Or every day, honestly, I would show up as a new character, a new wrestler from the 80s. Oh, every day.
Coming down the aisles.
Like, is that Brian Knobs? It's like, I'm a nasty boy.
Brian Knobs?
Is it Jerry Sags? I'm like, goddamn right it is. Like, who did this?
You know what's also crazy about the whole Phil Spector thing is the girl he killed, which was, who did he kill? What was her name?
Who cares? No, I don't remember her name. which is sad.
Damn, we just covered covered Phil Spector on Little Stinkers.
And you can't even remember.
Can't even remember.
That's the worst part, dude. That makes me feel bad. It's like no one cares about this poor girl.
Phil Spector's son watched the episode and corrected some of the details
You're shitting me.
What episode?
Of Little Stinkers. We covered
They did Phil Spector?
And Phil Spector's son?
Yeah. Shout out Louis Spector.
Dude, Louis.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of kids.
Good for Louis.
He's got some. Dude, his life is fucking wild, dude. It is fucking insane.
You're Phil Spector. I'm pretty sure your life.
I mean, he was also insane. Like they didn't realize that. They're like, "Oh, you're
you
nuts."
don't
It's
say.
like, yeah, dude.
Phil Spector, the murderer. A little crazy. Yeah, I guess so.
Lena Clarkson.
Damn.
Lena Clarkson was the actress that he killed, but I forgot about this. This is so funny. We should watch this on the pod. She had an audition tape or something that she made. Did you guys bring that up? They watched this in the trial for some reason with her family
tape?
there. It's her as Little Richard.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, and I'm like, I mean, I'd have shot her too. Fuck, you imagine? She's like, all right, Phil, hear me out. It's like,
yeah.
She did full blackface.
Or was it James Brown?
That's
no, it was
yeah.
So
it was like a QV. She was like pretending to be on like QVC selling stuff, and they played this at the trial.
Little Richard?
Yes, and
Damn,
dude, her family had to sit there just like, Jesus Christ. Okay. Damn it. It's like, what does this have to do with anything? And dude, the Phil Spector just turned her out this huge afro, like.
But that would be crazy. Also, like if she did others, she's like, and here's our audition as Lou Gossett Jr. We don't know what he's doing in Iron Eagle. She's doing a whole.
They're just showing Iron Eagle. It's like,
just,
what?
Like, why is she doing only black men for these fucking audition tapes? You know what?
She was in
breaking down barriers.
She was like the whatever chick in Fast Times. She had like a very small part in Fast Times.
Damn. Nobody needs that. But
no, but it's just crazy to think that's the story he went with too.
What?
If you listen to his timeline of what happened there, and
she did the audition for Little Richard.
No. Like the night that how she died,
okay.
And it is wild because they don't find. I don't know if
and he shot
Rainey
her.
probably looked,
he shot her, right?
Right, and the whole thing was he said he walked into the foyer or something like that night, and she was definitely had pills or something or alcohol in her, and she had a gun in her mouth, and he yelled, "What are you doing?" He tried to pull it out, and the iron sight at the top of the thing caught the back of her tooth, which made her thumb go further and pull. And Phil's like, "What do you think?" I feel like we should go for that. He's like picking his hair. He's like, "I think it'll work."
Almost sounds like what happened a couple days ago with that fucking Casey White, Vicky White manhunt thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where she killed herself and he got out of the truck. He's like, my wife is dead. I didn't do it. I swear to God.
Oh.
I was like, that just is too much of an admission.
Yeah, they showed that couple, and I was like, why is fucking John Daly and John Hamm on the run, dude?
Very crazy. And I just was like...
That was like nasty. That was like Mr. That was a Nasty Bros. What's his name? The dude that Hogan banged his wife.
The Nasty Boys?
Yeah, the one dude is like his best friend.
Hogan's. Brian Knobs.
Yeah, Knobs.
There's Knobs, dude.
Yeah,
There's a
Knobs was on the run with John Hamm.
On the run with John Hamm. But when they fucking they were apparently going to have a shootout, which I'm kind of bummed that didn't happen.
So,
either.
all right, I'm actually playing catch up with this whole story. I know the basics that she had helped this kid or helped this guy get out. He was doing life or whatever, and then. I guess what happened when they tracked them down, they arrested him, and she.
So what had happened? They had been on the run.
What are you, a black guy in front of the bodega?
They had been on the run.
What had happened?
They had been on the run for a couple of almost like a week or more.
It's like me walking in with an afro. It's like not addressing.
Dude, that's what
Hey man, you got $1? What had happened was. We told Sydney that when Sydney lost his tooth the one time, and Shane was like, "You can only start out sentences by saying that." It was the funniest shit in the world for like 2 days. Sydney was like, "What had happened was."
It's the best, dude.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, what had happened was.
Yeah, they were on the run.
That they were on the run, and then they were. I was watching. I was like, man, I really hope they fucking escape. It's like you don't see enough people getting away. Like this is a great story. Like, oh, this guy, seduced this prison guard who
Not the first time.
but she had a sterling record.
Yeah.
She was like apparently 1
About
week
to
away
retire.
not to retire, but like she was gonna like get like employee of the year or whatever.
No, I think she was. I read a quick article said she was preparing to retire. I
Oh
think
my
she
god!
was like a year. Or
so
two
she was
from
gonna
it.
retire.
Yeah.
This guy fucking's like, "Yo, girl, I like the fact that your teeth are showing all the time. I like your Busey face. I like it a lot." And then she was like, "Nobody's ever said that before." And then they get together. They escape. They've been on the run. They apparently were using wigs and like disguises,
Yeah,
which is
she looked
fucking,
like she was wearing one in her mugshot.
it was fucking wild. So apparently, when they got pulled over and stopped, or like they actually were in like a fucking little bit of a collision, she called 911, and apparently,
She's like, oh, duh.
yeah, she called 911, and apparently the 911 operator was like, yeah, she said she had a gun, like with her, and like she was in her mouth, and then apparently she killed herself, took her own life. Tragedy.
Where was the dude at?
The dude was in the car.
He was like, what are you doing?
And he was just like, he got out. He's like, my wife killed herself. I didn't do it. My wife did it. And it was like, dude, that is the ultimate. Like, she walked into a door. I swear to God.
And then freaked out.
Yeah.
But
And then,
think about that.
It's-
The timeline is they got into a car accident while they're on the run, and her first thought is to call 911. It hits her like maybe not call the cops right now. So she's like, I got a fucking gun.
dude, she went full French. And it's like,
Fuck it.
dude, but I honestly am bummed because it sucks she killed herself, but I was really rooting for these two, dude. Those crazy kids can't make it, dude. It's like, come on,
They never
man.
make it.
No, they could
never
have made it. They could have made it. It's like there are people like
Never let the woman drive, dude.
Well, I think he was in control of the driving. The reason they got caught though, apparently, was that people are like, I can't believe they were so stupid. Like, look, did you see both of those people? Both
Yeah.
of them are fucking clearly retarded. And apparently, he parked a truck in like a car wash station. That the reporter's like, why would you come to this station where it says cameras in like surveillance camera on site? Like, yeah, because he's dumb.
What state was this in?
This was in
The jail was in Florida, right?
yeah, I think
Classic
they were in
Florida.
not Kansas, but like he had Tennessee.
Oh,
plates.
Indiana.
Yeah,
They got him in Indiana,
Yeah,
I think.
so like he had Tennessee plates,
So they don't go that far.
and then they fucking talked to the guy who called. He's like, the guy they interview is also like, man, it was like, I saw that truck over there, and I thought maybe it's that boy who escaped. It's a perfectly good truck.
You're in Florida,
Dude.
and you go back into the country.
It was crazy, dude.
Float over to Cuba.
Yeah, dude.
Ride that fucking
I
fat
don't
idiot
think
to
anybody
Cuba.
does enough boat escapes,
And then
which
from
is so
Cuba,
crazy.
get the hell out.
Yeah, dude. Keep going. South America, baby.
You're already down south.
Yeah.
And you're like, where we should go? Notre Dame.
It's pretty sick.
It's
you know?
nice this time of year.
I need to see
Go
the Irish
south, man.
preseason, dude. It's funny.
Wait to see touchdown Jesus. It's amazing. Very mosaic.
Dude, they get caught in the tunnel. Rudy was coming out, and they're like,
That's how they get them. They're just at the stadium. Like, go Irish.
but their disguises are what was killing me, dude. It's like they had the audacity, like, all right, man, let's just like look like tourists. It's like you have no idea what you're doing right now.
What was it?
There was just glasses. It was just glasses and wigs.
I
dude.
hate that
It's
shit.
basically you. It's
Yeah.
wigs and fucking glasses.
What we're joking about.
Yeah.
That's their fucking.
That was their disguise.
It goes back to like when they talked about Bundy and they were like, look at that. He just like cut his hair. Totally different person. I'm like, he looks exactly
Yeah,
the
man.
same. What are you talking about?
What
Like,
are you talking about?
they're like, all right, hang on, babe. I got our things right here.
I
Check
mean,
it out.
in my head, to tell
now
you,
you see me. Now you
now
don't.
you don't.
Glasses.
It's like, dude, when they're it's like Clark Kent, they're like, I can't believe it was Superman. It's like all he
I was
had.
talking to him.
He just had glasses on. Honestly, when I was thinking about this, when I was watching them escape and they were talking about this disguises, the first thing I would think, to tell you the truth, if I was going to escape, if I'm with a lady, first thing, she's going full burqa. She's going full Muslim burqa, dude.
Escaping his muzzies.
Nobody's questioning. Nobody's asking.
No, it's racist.
Maybe in the South they would question a little bit, but if you're still moving, no one's fucking. Then
No, as long as you act normal.
Dude.
Seeing a woman in a burqa is not. That's been
woman
common.
in a
It's like,
burqa,
no one gives
woman
a
in a
shit.
burqa, fucking. That's the thing. Also, I know mask mandates are dropped in a lot of places, you can still wear a mask now, and no one would give a shit.
No.
You fucking
It's not like you're not allowed
retard.
to wear a mask.
Exactly.
We live in a time where it's legal to be in disguise.
That's what I'm talking
and
about.
they're like, dude, check out these glasses.
Yeah, dude, you fucking idiot. You make your lady culturally appropriate some people for the good of getting away, and you wear a mask, maybe even with, like, you wear, like, you know...
He could have muzzed up. He's
dude,
not far
if he got
off.
muzzed, dude, he puts on a mask and muzzes. She wears a burqa and just
dressed like the dudes in Indiana Jones with the swords. He's wearing one of those hats.
He's got the full
like
Sultan
the
turban.
fez.
Yeah.
He gets called a Sunoco in Virginia. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
He's like, they gunned down Morocco Mole over there, dude. No. But yeah, dude, if that's I honestly think when I saw their escape, I'm like, man, I really hope they make it. Because you don't hear enough. Like, that would have been awesome if they made it to Mexico or got the fuck away, dude. That would have pissed off everybody. With all the news going on.
They never talk about the guys that got away.
They never talk about it.
There's a couple dudes.
But the manhunt, the amount of time they were putting into this, if they had made it, like, dude, they would have, like, motherfucker.
That was like that kid, what was that, like last year when he was up in the woods?
Brian Laundrie.
And then they found out, like, oh, this dude's like a survivalist. The cops are like,
yeah, man.
Dude, we're going to get him. And everyone's like, I don't know. This dude lives for the woods, man.
Don't get me wrong.
It's like putting Rambo in the woods. He's going to be okay.
I was bummed that chick got murdered. But part of me was like, dude, I hope he escapes. Like, that would be great to just have a new
We're talking about two different people, not the guy with the girl. I'm talking about
Who are you
dude.
talking about?
There was a dude who, like, I think he killed a cop. And then he went up in the woods. And they were like, where the fuck is this dude? And then they were like, oh, wait, he, like, grew up in the area. He knows those woods like the back of his hand.
I don't remember this.
You know what? Now I'm thinking of it, because I'm confusing him, too.
Is
this
this
one
just
was
Rambo?
a couple years ago. He just didn't want any trouble.
All he wanted was something to eat, and like, it just really went really crazy.
And in my opinion, they drew first blood.
And honestly, for whatever reason, this cop, I think his name was Brian Dennehy.
He used his real name.
Officer
Denny was a dick.
He was a real big piece of shit.
Now, this kid was like, this was a couple years ago, I think, but he was up in the mountains, and they were like, oh, shit, because they actually, like, engaged with him, I think, at one point, and he escaped, and they were like, how the fuck did he do that? And it's like, well, if somebody knows the woods like that,
yeah, dude,
it's fucking right, dude, and it's not weird to think they already had this planned out. But, yeah, I was hoping that when I was reading the story, like, these two retards are just like, dude, and just like that. It's like, you know, with the biggest trick the devil did. It's like, what? We know they exist. You guys stink at manhunts.
He's like, all right, think about this. Vicky, Casey, white. Now we're Casey and Vicky, black.
They just said black.
I'm sorry. It's like, we're changing the color up.
He's just like C. Thomas Howell and Soul Man. He's like, hey, brother, what it is?
And that would also
white.
be a crazy thing. Just like trying to escape the authorities by using. If he was a master, do you never hear about a master disguise anymore? That would be fucking
you know how
sick
to
as
escape
hell,
this
dude.
country, dude, and no one wants to bother you. Start asking them if they have a minute standing on the street. You could walk to fucking Europe. No one would look you in the face. First thing, when you're walking down the street in the city, any city, and you see some asshole with a iPad or a clipboard, and you see them kind of interact, my first thought, make sure you see the headphones or my head is down.
No eye contact. You're right.
None.
The other way to disappear in this country, honestly, you want to disappear, you're on the run from law, you're homeless. Just pretend you're homeless. You know who nobody gives a shit about? The goddamned homeless. If you really wanted to escape, to tell you the truth, if I committed a crime and I was trying to escape, I would try and make myself look as shitty as possible, and then I'd go to Kensington and constantly do this.
You can, you just have
hours.
You're not even
no
hiding.
one would. You hide in plain
because they're like,
sight.
their heads are always down.
Look at that guy over there. Dude, just pretend to dip out. Everyone's like, well, dude, that's camouflage, dude.
Yeah, it's heroin flash, dude. It's pretty good.
Oxaflage.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why they don't use it more. Dude. Because honestly,
seriously, if you just like,
if you were just an annoying guy on the subway, like, I'm sorry to bother everyone, they're like, God damn it. They're like, I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna
I just want everyone to know I want you to have a blessed day. My name is Jeremy. Things have been tough. You do not look at that.
Also, just get with a cult that goes like, abroad.
I mean,
to do a mission. I'll be like, yeah, Jesus and stuff. Let's go.
He said Jesus and stuff. Put him on it.
He seems like he's into it.
He seems pretty good.
He's like, I see the light.
Wait. Say that again. Jesus and stuff?
Like, what are we talking? Christ? When do we get to Mexico? Praise be that.
When do we get to freaking Mexico? Just real angry. Like, get me to Tijuana.
Yeah, Jesus.
Or whatever. The great beyond. Let me over there. I don't care.
Let's wrap this up.
Dude.
Next Tuesday, dude.
17th.
Going to Hell is back. Good lineup. And
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so the 17th, you can get tickets on Helium's Philly's website. I would promote the show on Friday, but Temple's giving me nothing. He just gave me, it's just an address. And I'm like, dude, am I going to get like fucked up?
I was like, we never see Brian ever again.
I walk in, it's just his motorcycle club. I'm like, damn it. Like,
he locks the door behind you. He's like,
He brings one of those trays that women used to have to carry in Vegas. He's
Yeah,
like, so you're
dude.
just going to have to do this for like an hour. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm the server?
It's like, yeah.
God.
You're actually the white. Everyone had to bring a white boy. Dude, you're at a part of a white boy party.
It's a bringer party.
It's
You gotta bring a
everyone.
whitey.
You just start talking. Everyone kind of looks like you. You're like, I don't understand
And
what this is.
all the whites that got brought have to sit in the corner while the black dudes get drunk and make fun of us.
Yeah, dude.
Just
You
get
guys,
roasted.
it's like a pig party in fucking in college. It's just a white boy party. They just make fun of you the whole time.
But yeah, 17th. This 17th at Helium.
I'm all about it.
What else?
The 20th, I'm doing a show at Naked Brewery.
What was that?
I don't remember.
I don't even know why I ask. I really don't.
I just know it's a Naked
You're just
Brewery.
like, I get a show on a
It's
Wednesday
in Lansdale,
sometime.
I think. Lansdale. Which I got that coming
What's
up.
it called?
It's
Just Naked Brewery.
It's a,
Who's on it?
Sonia Zambrana is promoting it.
So she's hosting and
She's
you're...
hosting, and I'm headlining.
Okay.
So I'm doing that.
So there you go, Naked Brewery. Because there's
Fucking
definitely not some asshole in a garage. Every city in America, suburb in America has a fucking thing called that. He's like, hey, hon, I'll be out in the Naked Brewery. It's like these gay fucking homemade names for their beer. I know a couple of kids that did that shit and it fucking...
What, they brewed their own beer?
Yeah, like everybody got into it and they were telling me the name. And I was like, don't... It's like, check it out, dude. Wolfenstein Light. I'm like, you're a fucking dickhead. Just dickhead shit. I was like, dude, first off, that actually kind of rules. See, I can't even make up lame ones. That would be my fucking... I would make Wolfenstein beer. That beer would rule.
Wolfenstein. Dude, crack open a bottle of Wolfenstein.
I'd have alt-right fucking werewolf.
Dude, that's
promoted.
borderline
Just
alt-right
turning
beer.
around like, ah.
Hey. Have you ever been parched on a hot day?
I didn't see it come in. Like
I'll tell you right now, this Wolfenstein Light is smooth. Also, no black people drink it. Clearly a superior brew.
That's Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein Light.
All right, that's good.